Kapolei and Mililani are two heavy hitter suburbs when we're talking about living outside of the main areas of Honolulu, Hawaii, right? In the cities and all that. Mililani and Kapolei, excuse me, are some of the two most sought after suburbs when we're talking about living elsewhere on the island, right? Mililani's got tons of offer, gives you a great feel, great weather. We're going to get into all that. Kapolei, known as the second city, we're going to battle out with these two and help you decide which one may be a better fit for you right now. What's going on? Welcome to the Living in Hawaii channel. If you are new here, this channel is all about what it's like to live in Hawaii, what it's like to eat, sleep, play, breathe, the up, down, left, and right, everything that you need to know about living in Hawaii and helping you find that place that best fits your lifestyle. If you're not new here, welcome on back. Make sure you all hit that like button. It helps anybody else be able to find this information. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell so that you get notified anytime that I upload a new video on this channel. And look, we get so many people reaching out, calling, texting, emailing, sliding in my DMs, even just skipping all that and going to the Zoom link down in the description below. And we absolutely love it. You can do the same thing too, right? You can shoot me that text, right? Go ahead, you can shoot the text. We'll answer, we'll respond. You'll get a message back, right? And we're like, hey, what's going on, right? Go ahead and shoot that text. I promise you, we'll answer. But however you want to get a hold of us, we absolutely got your back when making that move to Hawaii. First thing we're going to do is go ahead and identify where these areas are at, starting with Kapolei. Let's go ahead and show you where Kapolei is on the globe and more specifically on the island of Oahu or in Honolulu County. Kapolei is going to be located on that southwestern corner of the island of Oahu. And so typically we look at the island of Oahu, you can kind of think of it as a triangle with a little horseshoe at the bottom, and that's where our ports are, right? And you got Ewa on the left, or the west, sorry, and Pearl Harbor on the right with the airport. But Kapolei is going to sit in that southwest corner, okay? And that southwest corner is actually considered a part of the Ewa Plain. Kapolei zip code is 96707, so if you are specifically looking for a home, single family homes, condo townhomes in Kapolei, if you type in 96707 on my website or in your favorite search engine for homes, then you will see nothing but homes underneath the umbrella zip code of Kapolei, which is 96707. We talked about it being in the plain over there, and we're going to dive into some of these other factors, the weather, the amenities, all these things that it has to offer when we're talking about living in Kapolei. Maybe working on the east side of the island, and Kapolei just doesn't sound like a drive that you want to take on, so maybe you're considering Mililani. Where is Mililani at? Let's go ahead and find Mililani. So as we transition over from the southwestern corner of the island, we're going to go ahead and move over to Mililani, which is in the center of the island. Not directly in the center, don't quote me on that. I'm not talking longitude and latitude, but typically speaking, you're located directly in the center of the island, which does give you a lot easier access points when we're talking about 25 minutes to North Shore, right? Or less than 20 down to Kapolei, right? If you need to go to Kapolei, or if you want to start heading southeast, right, to the things over there in the southeast, or even on the east side. So Mililani is going to be located in the center of the island, and you want to consider the elevation of Mililani as well. So when you're going up the H2, right, that's the freeway that's going to take you basically from Pearl City, right, which is the center of the island, right above the horseshoe when we talked about the triangle. Pearl City, H2 on up to basically North Shore. That's what's the H2 is going to take you. It's going to take you straight through Mililani on up to North Shore. In Mililani, you also are broken down into two sections. You got Mililani Town side, you got Mililani Mauka side. Mauka side is going to be on the northeastern side when you're looking at the map, and H2 pretty much divides it. So that's going to be where Mililani is located in the center of the island. So what is it about Kapolei that is attracting individuals or families over there? Well, there obviously is a lot of different factors. Again, everybody's situation is different. These are things we got to consider. But what is attractive about Kapolei? Well, Kapolei is known as the second city. And on this channel, we actually have a vlog tour of both of these areas, right? Both all around Mililani and all around Kapolei that you can go check out. At the end of this video, I'm going to have them pop up on the screen for you. You can go click either one and see which one it is based off of this video that you want to learn more about, and it may be the best or better fit for you. But Kapolei, known as the second city, is what drives a lot of people to it because it is up and coming. A lot of growth there, a lot of fast growth over there, a lot of home appreciation and value, right? A lot of things to do, a lot of almost like a little business district. But when we're talking in terms of city, I do want you to keep in mind that we're not talking about the city per se like Waikiki. We're not talking about a ton of high-rise buildings and a lot of congestion and things like that. Kapolei is this spread out city across the southwestern corner that it just has a great feel to it. It has a more family-friendly community feel to it over there versus Waikiki in town, where it's just hustle and bustle. People are just busy, lots of tourists, right? Kapolei doesn't have near as many tourists. Even though it does have Ko'olina, right? Ko'olina Resort is nestled under the Kapolei umbrella, which is also a great feature of Kapolei versus Mililani, where Mililani does not have any resort areas. But on the flip side, Mililani doesn't necessarily have a lot of tourists running around either. So something to consider there. But let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about Mililani and what attracts families and individuals to Mililani. We talked about what attracts people to Kapolei, but what attracts people to Mililani? People, individuals, and families to Mililani. Well, the first thing you're going to notice about Mililani is how beautiful and green it is. All right, Mililani nestled up there in the elevation in the mountains. Mililani has a lot of greenery. It is beautiful up there. The weather is also beautiful. We're going to talk about that with some of the other ones, but the weather is great because of the elevation, right? And just again, where it is located in the valleys, right? And the wind's coming down. You got North Shore up there. So Mililani has a lot of green features, and a lot of people just love the community style, right? The same thing. The community style, how it's very upkept, and a lot of that really is because Mililani nestles under a umbrella HOA association. So one of the other cool things about Mililani that Kapolei doesn't have is this HOA. Now people, oh no, you're saying HOA is cool? Like what? Well, Mililani HOA is the umbrella, right? And then they have these sub-associations. But typically speaking, when you purchase a home in Mililani, you get basically entry access to all rec centers and association pools and things like that. So not just necessarily one, right? You can actually go to the other side of Mililani and go to that pool if you think it's nicer. So that's a pretty cool thing about Mililani that Kapolei doesn't have necessarily. Kapolei has HOAs and associations, but that doesn't mean you get access to all of Kapolei's pools and communities and things like that. So something to consider there. Mililani has one of the more mainland suburb type of feels and vibes to it than, let's say, just the rest of the island, right? Mililani does have that mainland suburb feel. Now, if you are in the military, and that's probably something that you're looking at as far as when we talked about location, being closer to base, right? One of the other attractive things about Mililani is the education system. You always have to go do your own due diligence. You can look at niche.com, this data's up there, or greatschools.org. The data there, they have college readiness scores, test scores, those types of things on all those sites. But if you just ever search top schools or best schools, and we actually have a video on this channel breaking down these school districts as well, but you're going to see Mililani ranking up there on any of these lists if you go and search any of this information, and that's what has a lot of people attracted to Mililani, right? Some of what being considered by rankings with all public data, one of the top school districts here on the island. When it comes to amenities and shopping, let's go ahead and talk about what Kapolei has to offer first. And I did a vlog tour on Kapolei. I take you around a lot of the shopping and amenities that they have over there. But Kapolei being that second city with a lot of things to do, they have the newest mall on the island, Kamakana Ali'i. It is more of an outdoor Vegas style mall, if you will. And that's one of the newer malls. It's okay. I'm going to tell you, it's not, in my opinion, right? It's not great, but it's cool. They got a cheesecake factory over there. They got a lot of cool spots that they just opened up an Olive Garden over there. But they got a ton of cool stores, local shopping too. If you make sure you always support local businesses, but cool stuff happening over there. Now Kapolei also on the other side, completely opposite of Kamakana Ali'i, but when I say opposite, I'm not talking 30 minutes, like 10 minutes down the road. You're gonna have your Costco, your Home Depot, your Target. You got Walmart, not too far away either. And then just everything. There's a brand new 808 Express car wash out there, which is one of the more newer car washes I've ever seen. That you can pull in $15, or they have like the Diamond Pass, but $15 and you pull your car through. Pretty easy, pretty cool, right? that's way off topic, but when we're talking about amenities and shopping, Kapolei definitely checks the boxes and has a lot of things available when we're talking about that. I already mentioned Ko'olina Resort, or the Ko'olina Resort areas. This is actually a really cool place, even though it does have a lot of tourists, and maybe that's your thing, or maybe you just don't mind. I don't mind. I don't care, and I don't mind. They don't bother me, and it doesn't matter to me at all. But I love taking my kids over to Ko'olina because of the way the lagoons are, and the way the rocks hit the waves and stop the waves from coming in and barreling the kids. It's basically like a pool in the ocean, and then you can go walk through Disney Aulani Resort like I did in the blog tour of Ko'olina that I have on this channel. You don't have to be staying at the Disney Resort to go in there. You can actually go in there. You can go eat there. You don't have to be staying there. You can walk through, right? You can schedule a reservation to eat, but you can walk through and you can look at all the cool things that they have in Disney Aulani. You can't access the pool, but you have to have like the wristband for that, and that means you're staying there. But I'm saying Ko'olina in general, the fourth lagoon, to me that's like the local lagoon, I guess. That's where we go, because all the tourists are in lagoon 1, 2, and 3, and you got Paradise Cove over there as well for luau's. So Ko'olina being a part of Kapolei is a huge plus and a huge feature. So we talked about shopping, we talked about amenities. We talked a little bit about outdoors in Kapolei per se. Other than the beach, there's not really any hiking. So there's some decent surf over here in the summertime. We get the little rollers over there, White Plains and stuff like that, Barbers. Pretty cool, nice little rollers. Nothing too crazy, right? We're not talking about North Shore Pipeline, nothing like that. But as far as the beach goes, there's really no other outdoor activities except if you're walking around playing sports, but no real hiking is what I'm alluding to. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about Mililani, the shopping and the amenities that they have up there. Shifting up to Mililani and the shopping and amenities that they have in Mililani, there's a few different shopping centers actually. So one of them on Townside on Kipapa, you got the Ross, which you have a 24-hour fitness next to, which you have Blazing Steaks, which is one of my favorite little places to eat. I'm not telling you it's a 5-star restaurant, but if you need a quick bite, a healthier option, right there is going to be Blazing Steaks next to a Starbucks. You also have a Foodland in that shopping center, and if you want a cool little spot to watch a game and grab a drink and eat some wings, you got the Shack over there as well. Across from that, they've got Banks, pet doctors, right? Veterinarians. So that's one of them, right? That's not even the main shopping center. If you go to a Mililani Town Center, which you'll see in the blog tour, where you got Chili's, you got Times, you got the big shopping center, UFC gym is over there. Tons of cool little spots to eat. I can't remember the name of this one Korean place that my wife and I love to eat, but it's over there in the Mililani Town Shopping Center. We love eating there. It's great food. But that's one of the other big shopping centers, and Walmart is right there next to that one too. So that's where Walmart is when we're talking about shopping and amenities. Walmart is actually one of the only big box stores. Like I said Ross, but is Ross really a big box? I guess so. Walmart is the big box store up in Mililani. And then if you go Mauka side, there is another shopping center over on Mauka side. It's smaller. There's a gas station. There's a Starbucks. There's a great breakfast place. I want to say it's like Sunshine. I can't remember the name of that one either. I'm terrible at that. If I see it, I'll know it. But there's a great breakfast spot over there. There's cool little stores. My son likes one of these stores up there called like Dragon's Lair. It's like a comic book store with Pokemon cards and stuff. So a lot of things over there when we're talking about the shopping and amenities available in Mililani. So, but not really a ton of big box stores because it's not really known to be a big city, right? It's actually just a really small town. It's not known to be a big city like Kapolei or bigger city. Kapolei's not really a big city when we're talking about in terms of mainland cities. So that's going to be some of the shopping and amenities. As far as outdoor lifestyle, you have no beach access because you're in the center of the island and you're up 600 plus in feet in elevation. So no beach access. Not a ton of hiking really to do in Mililani either. So you're gonna really have to leave if you're looking to do one of those two things. But there are a lot of outdoor sports, a lot of intramural sports and things that you can sign your kids up for to go play. So not that you can't do anything outdoors. As far as beach and hiking though, Mililani doesn't really have that either. In terms of real estate, when we're talking about homes, styles of homes in these two areas, Kapolei is going to have the more newer, modern style of homes in certain areas, in a lot of areas really. Now, that's not to say that there aren't homes that are in Kapolei or under the zip code of 96707 that weren't built over 20, 30 years ago, okay? They do have those, but for the most part, you will find a lot of communities where the homes are less than 20 years old, and then there's a lot of homes actually up in Makakilo. Makakilo to me is an underrated community. I did a vlog tour of Makakilo too. I know I've said I've done a lot of vlogs, I have, but that's on this channel. Makakilo to me is just an absolutely underrated community, and Makakilo is under the zip code of 96707 up there in Kapolei, which again is another hill that takes you up 600 plus feet in elevation. To me, that's a very underrated community. Not necessarily the more newer modern homes up there, but the views, the breeze, the weather, to me, Makakilo is just underrated. And then the H1 access right there too, come on. Get to Costco in 5 minutes, can't beat it, right? But we got off topic with real estate. Kapolei is going to have the more newer, modern style of homes, considering the age of the homes compared to what Mililani has to offer, which we're going to talk about next. But when we're talking about townhome communities, single family home communities, over there in Kapolei, you can expect to be paying a pretty good penny, but it's really not that far off than Mililani. They both of these communities have their more expensive areas, and both of these communities have more affordable areas. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about what the Mililani style of homes are like. So for Mililani, you can expect to find an older style of home build. And a lot of times when we get on these calls with clients who decided they did want to reach out to us, right, and make contact, and we get on our Zoom calls and they say, Mililani, we love what we've seen about Mililani. The vlog tour that you did was great, and we want to just look a little bit more at Mililani. And we saw some of the homes and they just kind of look dated. And really the outside and the bones may look dated, but if there are nice updates in the home, a lot of these homes can be spacious and they can have some really great features. But when you're looking at these homes from the outside, trust me, I've seen it. You see it and you're like, wow, this home looks like it's from the 70s. But then you get inside and you're like, we just walked into 2022 because somebody did some really nice updates. Now, or it could be, this home looks like it's built in the 70s and it still looks like it's from the 70s. So Mililani has a lot of older style homes. The only caveat to that is Mauka. So on Mauka side is known to be a little bit more expensive than town side. It's known to be a little bit more updated than town side. And so obviously with that, right, you're gonna get more expensive homes, but you're gonna start to get a little bit more space and stuff like that. So again, a little bit older style real estate considering, right, but both have their pricey areas and both have their more affordable areas. But generally speaking, Mililani is going to have the older style of homes unless you're looking at Mauka. If you are in the military and you're PCSing to Schofield Barracks or Wheeler Army Airfield or Joint Base Pearl Harbor and you're considering one of these two areas, I'm going to just talk to you briefly about a little bit of the drive times, because on our calls with military service members, proximity to work often becomes one of the biggest things when we're talking about making the move. So if you're PCSing to Schofield Barracks or Wheeler Army Airfield, which is in the center of the island, then Mililani is going to put you very close to work. But a lot of military don't mind a 25 to 30 minute drive to work, which is going to put you right in Kapolei, right? Kapolei is going to put you around a 25 to 30-ish minute drive to work. Mililani is going to put you around a 10 to 15, considering gate traffic, formation times, all that good stuff, right? So those are those two. Now, if you're Joint Base Pearl Harbor over there by the airport, Mililani is going to put you a little bit closer. Okay, now Kapolei isn't as bad, but it depends on the day, right? Anybody blows a tire or forgot to put gas, they screw up traffic for everybody. And if you're coming from Kapolei to Joint Base Pearl Harbor Hickam, right? Hickam Air Force Base over there too if you're Air Force, you may have a hefty 40-minute drive on your time. Coming down the H2 from Mililani, same thing, you're gonna start running into traffic. So depends on the time of the day, the formation, the gate entrances, all those things. So those are definitely some areas to consider. But like I said, Schofield, Wheeler Army Airfield, Mililani is going to put you real close. Kapolei, 25 to 30 minute drive, which most are okay with. So those are some things that you got to consider. All right, let me know in the comments which area that it is that you're considering after this video, or if you're already living here, right, and you're here and you're driving around these communities, which one do you think is better, Mililani or Kapolei, and why? What was your reason for picking, I guess, one over the other? Because you may be able to help somebody else out with that comment as well. Like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, you can reach out, you can give me the text, you can give me the call, you can send me the email. You can skip all that and you can schedule using the calendar link down in the description below. However you want to get a hold of us, we got your back when moving to Hawaii. I mentioned those two. I mentioned a lot of vlog tours on this video because I've done them. But right now, or not right now, but when this clip ends, sorry, you're gonna see these two videos pop up right here. You're gonna pick either Kapolei or Mililani, and you're gonna go watch one of those videos right now.